Since 1924, the Ohio State Buckeyes have faced 39 teams from their home state, and they have beaten all 39 of them.
One-handed grab, and another score for Stoneburner.
Right side rollout, touchdown, Ohio State.
As a head coach, Urban Meyer has won 2 national titles, 4 conference titles, and 5 division titles. But Cincinnati's Tommy Tuberville is the only coach to face him twice and never lose.
The 4th-ranked Gators go down.
Can Meyer finally beat his nemesis? Who's it going to be? The Bearcats, the Buckeyes, Tuberville, Meyer. We find out tonight.
It is a gorgeous night in Columbus, Ohio, and 105,000 strong welcome the Ohio State University Buckeyes. Big Ten Network football presented by Safe Light Auto Glass. The University of Cincinnati travels 94 miles north to Columbus to take on the 20th ranked Ohio State University Buckeyes. And hi again, everybody, alongside Glenn Mason and Lisa Byington. I'm Tom Brenneman. Great to have you with us for the Big Ten Network tonight. And you look at Ohio State. They've not lost a game to an N-State team going back to 1921. But tonight, they step up in class against this up-and-coming Cincinnati program.
Sam, this Cincinnati program is really something special. When you take into account that they've won average 10 wins a year over the last 7 years, been to 2 BCS bowl games, pretty darn impressive. I'm going to tell you something. That Ohio State defense is going to be challenged. Urban Meyer told us they totally overhauled the defense. Well, they haven't faced a passing team like this. Gunnar Kiel, 65% completions, 10 touchdowns. Urban Meyer will know a lot more about his defense after this game.
Let's zero in on that. The principal financial group edge to the game.
Well, for the Buckeyes, they got to limit the yards after catch. They're going to complete balls. They've got good wide receivers. They're going to get their yards. They got to limit those. And then on the other side of that, for the Cincinnati Bearcats, they got a great quarterback, good wide receivers, going against a great Ohio State defensive line. You got to give them time. Protection will be of a premium.
Well, Urban Meyer's a University of Cincinnati graduate, and for more on that, let's check in downstairs with Lisa Byington.
Yeah, Tom, ties actually to both of these schools, Cincinnati and Ohio. We know Urban Meyer's Ohio roots go all the way back to the beginning. He grew up in Ashtabula, Ohio, just northeast of Cleveland. Then finished his high school career there at St. John and earned 1 letter at Cincinnati as a defensive back in the mid-'80s. And then, of course, that walk-on went on to become one of the biggest college football coaches in the country. He told me, other than his degree, he doesn't have that much in the Bearcat country in his closet. He wasn't that good of a player, he says, anyhow.
All right, Lisa, thank you. Our Auto Owners Insurance Impact player, Cincinnati, will get the football to start.
Well, you got to start with quarterback Gunnar Kiel. 2 games, 50 of 76, 689 yards and 10 touchdowns. His go-to guy, Mikael McKay, wide receiver, a transfer from Arkansas, 12 receptions in 2 games. And then for the Buckeyes, you got to look at Joey Bosa, the outstanding defensive end. The best defense, pass defense, is a pass rush.
The Buckeyes won the toss, selected to defer getting the football to the second half. And we are underway in Columbus. This is Johnny Holton from the edge of the end zone. And he is slammed to the deck to the 17-yard line. The University of Cincinnati quarterback is Gunnar Kiel. He made his Cincinnati and collegiate debut 2 weeks ago, threw 6 touchdown passes, which turned out to be an NCAA record for a quarterback in his FBS debut, shattering the mark formerly held by Florida's John Reeves, going all the way back to 1969. And Urban Meyer told us point blank, he has some weapons to throw the football to.
Urban says big-time arm. He can make all the throws.
Cincinnati will spread it out. Jose Williams, little delay. And he breaks a tackle. And pretty good yardage on first down, up to the 22-yard line. That'll be a gain of 5.
Well, Tom, they're worried about the matchup, the offensive line versus the defensive line. So what do you do to try to slow that defensive line down right away? You run a draw or a screen or a delay. They went with the draw.
Quickly put it in the hands of Shaq Washington, and he is run out of bounds by Von Bell, about 2 yards shy of the first down. So here we go with our first third down, but it's a 3rd and 2.
Well, you look at it, you think about Cincinnati as being a passing team. All these spread teams, they like to throw the ball like you saw, high percentage. That's nothing more than a run for them.
And clearly Cincinnati's concern is this high-octane Ohio State defensive line. So as Coach Mason pointed out, they're going to try and get it out of Gunnar Kiel's hands immediately. Short drop. What a throw. And the catch is made, a first down up to the 40-yard line. Reception made by Max Morrison, the junior out of Kenton, Ohio.
The thing that's impressive about this, we know he's got a big arm, but look at the touch that he put on the ball. He put just enough air so he could get over the defender right in the receiver's hands.
Throwing it again on first down. And looking down the sideline deep. And it is caught. And that is a touchdown for Cincinnati. 60 yards to Chris Moore, who has now scored 10 touchdowns in his last 10 games.
Well, you'll see it right here, the pass to Chris Moore. He runs a fade route to the inside receiver, which gives you more room when you're the inside receiver than the outside receiver. When we talked to Luke Fickell and we asked him, what guys really concern you? He said, well, number 2, Mikael McKay, and number 15, Chris Moore, for good reason.
Chris Moore had a touchdown in the win over Miami. Only 3 catches so far this year. But how about that start for the Bearcats? Point after is good by Andrew Gantz.
Tommy Tuberville said when he arrived at Cincinnati, he was broken. He's not broke anymore.
And now Ohio State will get the football. Dontre Wilson will take a knee. And the Buckeyes will get it at the 20-yard line. Now their redshirt freshman is J.T. Barrett. Of course, he became a starter after they got the terrible news a couple of weeks before the season started. They would be without their Heisman Trophy candidate Braxton Miller, 2-time Big Ten Offensive Player of the Year. Tommy Tuberville told us he believes that J.T. Barrett is going to be a great quarterback.
Tuberville had the opportunity to watch his son play against J.T. Barrett down in Texas, and he knew right away this guy is something special.
Barrett his last time out against Kent State, 312 yards, tied a school record with 6 touchdown passes. And he comes out throwing it short as he took a lick his first pass attempt and was able to step out of the way before it got there.
I watched J.T. Barrett Thursday's practice. I couldn't have been more impressed. He's a good thrower. He's a good leader. You can tell the players around him respond to him.
Well, the Buckeyes did not huddle up.
False start. Offense, number 68. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Let's take a look at our Auto Owners Insurance Impact players.
You talk about impact or big play, guys. Devin Smith, big plays, 20 career touchdowns, 11 of them over 40 yards. They get Jeff Hireman back, who's been nursing a foot injury, and then Jeff Luke, middle linebacker, transfer from Florida State.
Out of the backfield, they swing it to Ezekiel Elliott. And he is up very close to first down yardage. Needed to get to the 35, and it looks like that's exactly where he was run out of bounds. First down, Ohio State.
Just a little swing pass. High percentage, does a great job to keep the shoulder square, makes the guy miss.
They run it, and there's Luke. Coach Mason mentioned a moment ago, Jeff Luke from Port St. Lucie, Florida, originally played at Florida State, transferred to Cincinnati, and through the first 2 games of the year, he is #1 in all of college football, averaging 15 tackles per game. To Dontre Wilson, and then the run by Barrett, and he has a first down, crossing into Cincinnati territory to the 45-yard line. Talk about Hireman, not only a big-time receiver at the tight end position for Ohio State, but they missed his blocking, and that was a block that sprung Barrett right there.
Well, you saw Dontre Wilson go in motion. That lateral stretch of a defense is really the premise that gets this running game going, no matter if it's for the runner or for the quarterback for Ohio State.
This game has a chance to be a big-time shootout here tonight if Ohio State's pass defense is not any better than it was last year. This time they give it to Wilson, and he picks up close to 8. The Cincinnati on defense looks to probably be in for a long night against Ohio State when the Buckeyes have the football. I mean, they played Toledo and Miami of Ohio and given up an average of 29 points per game. Wide open, and that is a first down reception to Wilson down to the 28.
Well, that was a fine reception. The ball was thrown high, and the receiver made JT look good there.
Quick throw down the middle. There's Hireman. And he's chopped down inside the 5. First and goal, Buckeyes. Well, they talked about how much they have really missed Hireman.
Look at the tempo of this offense. Official can't even spot the ball fast.
And that is a touchdown for Rod Smith. So here we are, a little more than 3 minutes into this game, and both teams with a touchdown.
Did you say high scoring? A shootout? Is that what you called it?
Yeah. Smith, his second rushing touchdown, and only 11 carries through the first 3+ games. Ehrenberger, the freshman kicker, to tie it, and he does. But Tuberville, 142 wins under his belt, Glenn. As you like to say, it ain't his first rodeo.
No, not his first rodeo. He's been around the track a few times, and he thinks he's got a good football team here. Why? Good quarterback, and he couldn't be higher on these set of receivers that he has.
Seven, a little more than 3.5 minutes into this one from Columbus. This is Johnny Holton from the 3. And again, he is leveled this time at the 14. Bearcats, of course, got terrible news earlier this week. And for more on that, let's check in with Lisa.
A tough few days. They lost one of their own in redshirt freshman Chimota Kennedy Palmore. Died in a motorcycle accident Thursday afternoon. Grew up around the Cincinnati area, and when this team arrived here to Ohio Stadium, they took kind of a moment of silence, arm in arm, to remember their friend and their teammate. When I spoke to Tommy Tuberville in the pregame, he said, "I'm making sure I call his dad to tell him that we are thinking of him." He was just 19 years old.
Went to Lakota East High School, just north of the campus in Clifton. And the catch is made up to the 24-yard line. That'll be a gain of 5 on first down. He was a redshirt freshman running back, non-scholar, student athlete, part of a program where you come try out. And he had just been named to the team one day after their season opened. Our thoughts and prayers with his family and his many friends. They hand it off to Tion Green. And he's up to the 25. It'll bring a 3rd down and 4.
Well, this is a workable down for Cincinnati.
Justin Murray, the junior out of Cincinnati, will come in to replace Keebler. I mean, they've had injuries to their center, Deshaun Bond, their left guard, Kevin Schlomer. We talked about Keebler. All those guys have missed parts of each of the first 2 games so far this year. All right, 3rd down and 3 for Cincinnati. A bullet, and the catch is made for a first down by Holton. They say he is the fastest of all the Cincinnati Bearcats. Johnny Holton, the junior, transferred from the College of DuPage. He did not play high school football. It's really an amazing story. First down carry and a couple of yards for Green. You know, getting back to Holton, it was interesting, a conversation we had yesterday. He had 8 brothers and sisters. They needed money around the house, so he never played high school football because the family needed him to work to bring in some money for the rest of the group.
So, assistant coach spots him out playing intramurals. The rest is history.
Keel this time under a little bit of pressure, but underneath finds Shaq Washington, and that will move the chains yet again.
You see all these spread teams, they do that flash fake to the running back. Why? To hold the linebacker, then you run the slant route right behind him. Linebacker can't be right.
Keel perfect so far, 6 of 6. And blown dead before it ever got started. Looked like a Cincinnati receiver started too soon on the...
The offense was never set for a second. By rule, this is a false start. 5-yard penalty. First down.
There you go. Little fast flake, and then right on the money, right in front of the receiver, because he knows he's going to get hit going across the middle. Put it low where he can get it right inside and get down so he doesn't take a big hit.
Well, you cannot get any better than Keel has been. 6 for 6, 101 yards and a touchdown. Blitz coming. Looking down the field into double coverage, and that's his first incompleted pass. Coach, I thought you made the best point. Looking at this game, Cincinnati's goal is to get rid of the ball so quickly because Ohio State, many believe, has the best defensive line maybe in all of college football.
Well, when you look at those guys up front, Joey Bosa, Adolphus Washington, Michael Bennett, Steve Miller filling in, getting his chance, and then they like to run zone blitzes, rush 6 at you, overload you. You better get rid of the ball fast.
Far side, and not much room that time to Nate Cole. So this will be the first 3rd down and long for the Bearcats through their first 2 possessions. Remember, this Ohio State pass defense ranked 110th in college football last year. They gave up nearly 1,800 passing yards the last 5 games of the year. Only a 3-man rush underneath. And denied the first down for the first time is Cincinnati. So the Bearcats, you don't automatically say they're going to punt it, because they believe they can move the football, and already it looks like that offense is staying. Nope, now they're going to send out the punt team.
That was good defense by Ohio State. 3rd and long, they went to zone, 2 deep zone. Let him catch the ball in front of you. No yard after a catch, put him in a punting situation.
That's one of your keys to the game.
Sam Geraci to punt for Cincinnati.
Sam Geraci will punt it away. Dontre Wilson waits inside his 10. Punt, and a fair catch by Wilson at the 8. 7-7 game midway through the opening quarter in Columbus. All right, first down, Ohio State. They'll put it in the hands of Ezekiel Elliott. And the sophomore out of St. Louis, Missouri, bounces off a couple of tackles and run out of bounds after first down yardage. A gain of 13 by Ezekiel Elliott.
Well, you saw what Cincinnati defense did there. They wrong-armed everything to try to make it bounce outside. That's what Virginia Tech did to him. But you can see they're a little bit better honed on offense. He bounced right outside. Big game.
Of course, Ohio State has had to replace 4 of the 5 starters along that offensive line from a team that had an undefeated regular season last year. Barrett throws, catch, first down. Up to the 40-yard line and still on his feet, run out of bounds at the 43 is Michael Thomas, who had 6 catches for 98 yards, including a 53-yard touchdown catch and run.
Coaches were telling us he's a real pleasant surprise the way that he's come on. And you look at J.T. Barrett throw that ball, the impressive to me, he just kind of flicks it out there. You can hardly, quick release, you can hardly see him let it go.
Thomas is the nephew of former NFL great Keyshawn Johnson. And this is Dontre Wilson on the double reverse. And Wilson, big yardage to the Cincinnati 41.
This one goes unnoticed, but not in the film room. Watch J.T. Barrett right here. He gets the block that springs him.
Looking down the middle of the field is Barrett, and now he'll run it. And he is thrown to the deck by Luke, but not before gaining close to 8.
When I say that goes unnoticed, when they're watching film tomorrow, all the players, I mean, they'll really love that block by number 16.
They love the leadership ability. In fact, they say his leadership skills are off the chart. Talking about J.T. Barrett, who got most of the reps along with Cardale Jones in the spring after Braxton Miller had initially injured his shoulder in the Orange Bowl loss to Clemson. This is Jalen Marshall. And this is another guy really coming on. He grew up in Middletown, just north of Cincinnati, as a quarterback at Middletown High School. That's the same high school, by the way, as another former Buckeye guy named Chris Carter. He wasn't all bad.
There's been a lot of Buckeyes come out of that school. You know, football, basketball, coaches.
But Jalen Marshall is a redshirt freshman. The Bearcats wanted him to come to Cincinnati as a quarterback.
High school quarterback. You only put your best athlete in high school at quarterback.
That's Dontre Wilson again. On that sweep. And he is inside the 10. First down, Ohio State, and a flag comes in late. 2 of them coming late. They might move this inside the 5.
After the play was over, personal foul, late hit. Defense, number 1. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
That's Jeff Luke.
Here you go, a little jet sweep. A variety of plays where they go lateral. You need great speed, not good speed, but great speed. Dontre Wilson's got it. Jalen Marshall's got it. And they also told us that Curtis Samuels has that. He's not playing out there yet, but he may figure in sometime. They get that play going, and all of a sudden you get them going sideline to sideline. Watch the dive right up the middle, go the distance.
Well, they're out of shotgun, and they have Elliott right behind J.T. Barrett. Buckeyes trying to take the lead. And there it is. They give it to the inside. And still on his feet. They're going to blow it dead. Yep. Now the crowd thinking, hey, that pile was shoved into the end zone, but the officials had clearly, we heard it, blew the whistle.
Yeah, well, they're a little partial. Urban Meyer's going crazy on the sideline saying, let's go, hurry up.
Elliott to the end zone. Touchdown, Ohio State. Well, that brand new offense defensive line, Coach Mason, and look pretty good so far here tonight.
Yeah, they got a hat on the hat. What I like what Ezekiel Elliott did, he made a little lateral move, but he gained ground as he was doing it. That's what the good ones can do.
Sean Nurnberger to make it 14-7 Ohio State. Urban Meyer coming back to the Buckeye State. This is his third season. He's only lost 3 games. He had the 24-game winning streak. But the 3 losses have come in their last 5 games.
Yeah, if he would have spread them out a little bit more, probably would have got less criticism, but he's done a fantastic job here. They're good now and they're young. That spells success.
They are really young. We'll let that one bounce through the end zone, so Cincinnati gets it at the 25. You know, we mentioned Tommy Tuberville going back to 2006 and 2007 while at Auburn. He beat the Florida Gators. The first time they were ranked number 2 in the country, beat it by 10. Then number 4 in the country in 2007. Got him on a field goal at the buzzer. Remember, in 2006, that was the year Tim Tebow had the press conference after the game, talked about how disappointed he was in his team and guaranteed they would not lose again. And he was right. Tuberville, the only coach other than Nick Saban who has a winning record, 2 games or more. Sack and the ball is loose. And just batted out of the end zone for a safety. Joey Bosa delivering the hit on Gunnar Key. Now there is a penalty flag down. Mayfield, the big left tackle. Well, that Joey Bosa now. He is something.
The ruling on the field is that the ball was fumbled into the end zone where it was batted. This is a foul for illegal batting, the enforcement for which is a safety.
You know what, though? If you're going to commit a penalty, that's not a bad one, Coach.
Well, Joey Bosa sets that tackle up. He makes the inside move. Classic play. Didn't hit him in the head. And this is Joey Bosa. When I watched him play a year ago as a freshman, if I was playing against him, Tom, I'd have said, I want to see his birth certificate. This guy's way ahead of his years, and man, he's good.
He had 7.5 sacks as a true freshman last year. Had 14 tackles for a loss. And that is already his 3rd forced fumble this year. All 3 have led to points. 2 touchdowns, now a safety.
His uncle, Eric Kumaro, was a great player here, played outside linebacker. Actually came here as a quarterback. He said, nah, I want to go to defense. Was a first-round pick by the Miami Dolphins. Eric, I hate to tell you, Bosa's better. This is a quarterback's worst nightmare. I've got no time. You talk about getting the ball out of your hands fast? Can't do it.
So it makes it 16-7 Ohio State. Now, we talked about their defensive line. Of course, they had to suspend Noah Spence. I mean, that was the guy who led them in sacks a year ago. And most people felt like that was without question the best defensive front 4 in all of college football to go along with Michael Bennett, a senior, Adolphus Washington, a 2-year starter, and Bosa, the monster freshman year.
Well, what's even more impressive, when I was at practice, I knew about those guys. But when you look at Lewis and Frazier and Shutt, they've got great depth in that defensive line. Oh, man. You got to give credit to Gunnar Keel. At least stood in there. I'd have been ducking. Chucking and ducking. Maybe just ducking. I don't know. But you know what happens now? Bosa beat that tackle inside. Now the tackle will be worried about that. The next one, he'll go outside and get him.
So we were talking about Tim Tebow and that promise of not losing again that year under Urban Meyer, and they didn't. And of course, it was Ohio State they beat in the national championship out in Phoenix, Arizona. Just going to punt the ball. And that is out of bounds at the 42-yard line. So Ohio State going to get it right there. Great field position. Well, coming up later tonight, it'll be Illinois at Lincoln to take on the 19th ranked Cornhuskers. That's at 9 p.m. Eastern. Coverage starts right after this one on BTN and BTN2 Go.
How many times do you see a team after they get a turnover or get a big defensive play that they just did go for the home run? Wouldn't be a bit surprised if Tom Herman, the offensive coordinator, tries to go deep here.
Well, Devin Smith is the guy they look for in those situations, and he's at the top of your screen. And they're looking for Devin Smith. You called it, Coach. Will they get it? Slightly overthrown. He had beat the defender. Well, you know a thing or two about this game, don't you?
Well, if I'm going to be critical of Devin Smith, he eased up. Watch him right here. I mean, he got great speed right there. I mean, come on, pour it on and keep on going. I don't think he thought he was as open. He didn't think he was going to get the ball.
Devin Smith has 20 career touchdown receptions, an average distance of 42 yards per score.
That's absurd. It is. That's cheating. He's a good player.
Second down and 10. Ezekiel Elliott. A gain of close to 8. Playing a third down and 2 for Ohio State. Mike Tyson on the stop.
I asked Urban Meyer, how much do you miss Carlos Hyde? Because he was fantastic last year. He said, we don't have a Carlos Hyde, that type of runner, but I really like my running backs.
First third down for the Buckeyes on offense. Elliott did not get there. Spun down by Luke. And it's fourth down and a yard, and Ohio State appears to be going for it.
That decision was made on third down by Urban Meyer. I'm giving you 2 downs to get it.
Right back in the hands of Ezekiel Elliott, and he has a first down.
There was no hesitation on Ohio State's part. Urban Meyer said third down, let's run it. We don't get it. Fourth down, we're coming back.
Play clock down to 10. They just keep handing it off up the middle. This time it's Rod Smith. And he's close to another Ohio State first down to the 35. It is a first down.
Wildcat.
Jalen Marshall, the former quarterback at Middletown High School. Boy, they love this young man. They think he has enormous potential for big things here in Columbus.
Yeah, he'll go back to the sideline. He'll tell Urban, I can throw it too.
And he's staying in a Wildcat. The quarterback, Barrett out of the game. Just going to let Marshall sweep it to the left, cuts back to the inside for maybe a yard.
These spread offenses and the tempo that they run it, you young guys out there, you don't want to be defensive coaches. You want to be offensive coaches. How you make substitutions, make calls, I don't know how they do it. No time to think.
Second down and 9. Elliott. That's a good tackle right there. Coming up to make the stop, Nick Temple along with Leviticus Payne. Third down and 7 for Ohio State.
So many of the running plays in this offense have the option with the quarterback keeping the ball coming out the back door. That's what makes it so tough.
And that's where Braxton Miller was so dangerous. Empty backfield here. Good protection. Wide open. And that is a touchdown for Devin Smith.
Deshaun Bond, their center, they could not afford to lose another O-lineman here tonight.
Yeah, Lisa, thank you. They've had injuries on that offensive line in every game now this season. That one booted through the back of the end zone. You certainly hope that Corey Keeble is going to be all right. We never like to see anybody, no matter who you're rooting for, leaving a game with an injury.
Tom, they're running out of offensive linemen, and you got to play with 5 of those guys. It's not like you lose a tight end, so you put an extra wide out in, or you lose a running back, so you go to a no back. You need 5 guys up there.
Tyreek Burwell has seen plenty of playing time already this year because of the injuries along the offensive front. He's in there now.
Oh, yeah, and they're trying to block Bosa, Washington, Bennett, Miller. Buckle up.
First down. Keel set up the screen. Big hit over on the far sideline. Tommy Shutt giving chase. That'll be a gain of 3 to Jose Williams. Keel 9 out of 10, 111 yards, thrown a touchdown. And has a fumble. Ball bat in the air. And incomplete.
Urban Meyer told us he wants more hands-on coverage by the corners, that press coverage. He doesn't want to give gimme throws to the offense anymore. Corner play soft. That's pitch and catch. Good corner play there.
So third down. Need to get to the 35. Incomplete. It looked like Cincinnati picked up the blitz pretty well that time.
The problem is there's a thing called pressure. When you get hit a couple times as a quarterback and then you see Ohio State coming, you lose your confidence that everybody's picked up. You figure there's got to be some guys getting, and then you missed your mark.
So after the great first drive when they hit the 60-yard bomb to Chris Moore, been tough going for Cincinnati on offense. Very, very short punt. Let's see where they mark this. Official still trotting along the sideline. 48-yard line of Ohio State. 24-yard punt by Gerasi.
Tom Tuberville's told us the #1 priority going this year, improve the kicking game. They were atrocious last year. You think about net punting, they were 121 out of 123. Not good.
So Ohio State right back on offense. They have had 3 straight scoring drives, and they're making some changes along their offensive line. And this is something they told us they were going to do, where they had Pat Elflein move from guard to center. They move Billy Price over to left guard, and at right guard they go with Chase Ferris. Fake it to Marshall, and J.T. Barrett to the Cincinnati 47-yard line.
This offensive line has been a work in progress. Think back to a year ago, coming out of spring practice. Urban Meyer's only question with the offensive line was Taylor Decker, and he still wasn't sure. Now he's the best player they got up front, and now they're trying to mix and match and get a very good offensive line out of what they've got.
Yeah, they moved Taylor Decker from right tackle over to left tackle. Elliott, good pursuit by Cincinnati. That's Leviticus Payne, who was there to get him, and we'll see if he had enough for a first down. Needed to get to the 42-yard line. That will be the final play of the opening quarter. The Bearcats hit the lottery on the first drive. It's been all Buckeyes ever since this touchdown throw. 23 unanswered for Ohio State.